Hey, this is the second part of me trying to get my 924 back on the road. If you haven't seen the first part, I'll put a link up above to that. I would recommend you go watch that before this one. So just to recap, all we had to do was put the speedo dial back into the car, put it all back together, steering wheel on, and get it booked for its MOT. But that didn't quite go to plan. We got the speedo in, we got the steering wheel on, we washed it all out, and then we realised that the rear fogs didn't work. Then in trying to find the rear fog problem, the car then wouldn't start. So it went from being a fog light situation to the whole car not starting. It was getting really late, we were getting hungry, so we came back, knowing that we had one more day to try and get it fixed in order for its MOT, because we're really trying to get it on the road for the next 924 meetup. So the first things first was to start with the starter motor and try and get that fixed. To the garage. So we're back at it fixing the Porsche. We've got sort of this evening and maybe tomorrow morning fixing it, so.
I have another 4-pin relay, please. You got to look at the old one. Fancy Volkswagen German one.
Is that the original?
Yeah. Don't make them like that anymore. I think it might be time we look at some of these joints in this blue cable that's been lashed in. I've got some more electrical tape so we can just cover them back up if they're as bad as they feel through the tape. Oh no.
What?
They're as bad as they feel under the tape. They're not joined with anything. Get a close up of that. That might be why our fuel pump doesn't run. Because there's 3 of those joints in total. Don't quite know why there's 3. I think probably the cable that was originally back to the fuel pump is broken somehow. Rather than find it and take it out, it's just had a much smaller cable fitted. So, problem for a later date. Unless
Are we literally just going to tape that up again?
no, we're gonna join it with
Okay.
substance.
Join it with substance.
I maybe do have. Oh, I mean, all these van, aren't they? I've got to have some cable. But it means taking all this capping off and feeding it all the way back. Not today.
Like we have like one full day to get this back to get this MOT worthy.
Oh, you've got the fuse.
Do you want the air up fuse?
It was the rear wiper motor that blows it, which I've disconnected.
It's the rear wiper. Oh yeah. So this is the fuel pump relay. It's pretty unique to this car, so it's quite expensive. So we might try and solder it, or are we not at this stage yet?
We might just see if there's any obvious damage.
Okay. Because when we turn the car on, we're not hearing the fuel pump anymore, so it might not be the battery. It might be this little relay. So you just yep.
And then it's the first slot on the thing. Always try and do the jaws on the first slot.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Give it a little wiggle test.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Alright.
Wiggle, wiggle. So we used this wire to bridge the gap and the fuel pump came on, so we know that it's this relay. So we took the relay out of its case and we're going to try and solder some bits, see if that helps. We tried heating up the soldering iron, remelting the solder around some of the pins that looked like they may have cracked slightly to ensure that full contact was being made. So the relay is back in, so when I turn the switch, we should be able to hear the fuel pump. Oh.
Go on.
I need the window. Okay.
It's clicking, so.
Is it?
Because, yeah.
Oh, there.
Yeah. Because once the system's pressurised, it won't prime the fuel system again because it doesn't need to. So as long as the relay clicks, then I think it means it's going to work. In my brain,
it's just a go situation
theory,
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Just a go
you
situation.
want to try it?
I will put this down and try it. Okay.
No, it's not tried to prime again after using that fuel, has it?
No. I would like to point out that my boyfriend does electrics for a living, so he is qualified to do this sort of thing.
Put the ignition on. So it's not switching, but when I bridge it, it works. Okay.
Thank you.
So, what causes that to switch?
Ooh, that says spares not track. Let's see what this box has in store for us. That's gross. That's heavy.
Prepared that one already.
Let's see what else we got. Couple of belts, engine mount, horse mount, water pump, steering rack, spare gauges, bulbs. Yes! Is that it? That's it. That's it. Yay! Yes, mate. Fuel pump works, and we've now tried 2 relays, and they both don't work.
Just to prove nothing else is untoward, apart from something to do with this from there to here of the circuit, we're going to, it's that one because it comes on permanent live. going to start it like this.
Start it.
Yeah.
And then turn it off.
Just. Oh, sorry.
That was a.
I think it's just been flooded so much. Just do it again. So we haven't fixed it. We've just proved that we don't have any other problems. And just some. So
what was the bang from?
it's because it's been over because we previously primed it so many times. There was just a lot of fuel in,
and
like
smoke.
ready to.
Yeah.
Well, it's only because we haven't got the box on the. We've only got half the air filter box, haven't we?
Okay.
So you just got.
There's a couple of nibbly things inside there.
Thank you.
Nibbly things.
Quavers or what's it?
Which one do you want?
You want half and half, don't you? Like, they're just.
Well, they're there, anyway. So, are you on the way to fixing?
Well, it would now appear. The problem is further downstream, or we have 2 broken relays. Because this is the.
Is that the later version?
This is the.
No.
This is the Chinese replacement version, yes. Which people don't review too well, but it is the only one you can buy. So, right. So, for some reason, we're not getting 12 volts from turning the ignition on to engage the switch, which might mean this one would work potentially. It's 87 to. It's those 2.
So the problem isn't the relay, but it's the amount of voltage that's getting to.
Well, it's probably a break somewhere, and it's probably from the ignition barrel.
We think it's the ignition barrel now, because the relay works. So, steering wheel off again.
So, like, it might just be as simple as the relay, the earth to the relay isn't functioning. Or whatever. Just leave it on. See, that even works as it should, because it only primed the pump and didn't do any more, did it?
Yeah.
So
it's that simple as the earth on the relay is not.
Yeah, is not functioning. So
Is this why you gave it to me, to laugh at me?
it's the concentration face.
How do you release it now?
It releases when you've squeezed it all away.
That must be. Oh, okay.
You got it?
I don't know. I'll do the wiggle test. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. So we're gonna try it again. So, ignition on. So if we hear the fuel
This
pump,
should work.
this should work. This is it now. Yay!
Do you want to?
Do you want to start it to prove it?
Yeah. It might pop again.
I mean, this is currently the situation, but like. Yes! 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 Then the next and last part was to fix the fog lights. Right, so current thinking now is that it's the fog light switch. I'm going to put all of this back to... Oh.
You could try that switch.
Yeah, we could try that switch. I was going to put it back together whilst you did that, but you did it too fast.
Well, this is obviously not permanently installed.
Okay, we're gonna try the switch. So, the lights are on. Front fog lights, are they on?
They look off, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Give me some rear fog. Nope.
No?
Nope.
Get the light again.
One eternity later.
So it's sorry for the weird lighting. It's really late now. We've managed to figure out the rear fog lights. So the car is MOT ready, and we're just gonna assemble everything back up because the steering wheel's off, dials are out. So everything needs to be pulled back together, and then maybe come over tomorrow for a quick test drive.
Yeah, if you want to do it tomorrow.
Before we go for its MOT.
Yeah.
But yeah, result. It looks very much a mess in here. Okay. So now that the gauges were back in, the car started, the lights all worked, it was time to book the MOT. So we booked the MOT test for the Friday and the run was on the Saturday. So there was no time really to fix anything major. And the results are in. Drum roll, please. It failed. It gutted, but not unexpected. It failed on near side front brake pipe excessively corroded, offside front brake pipe excessively corroded, and brake pipe excessively corroded front to rear. And there was one advisory of rear exhaust mount broken, held on with a tie wrap. Sounds a bit like us. So yes, so it failed. If we didn't have the electrical fault, we would have got it through its MOT faster and we would have picked up the brake pipe. We might have been able to get it fixed for the run, but we ultimately failed to get it ready for the run in time. We were going to go to the 924 meetup in a normal car. The people at the 924 meetups are really nice. They don't care about what car you come in. They just want to talk 924s. So we were going to do that. However, we got a phone call. Ring, ring. Asking us to try and get the 924 race engine back together in less than a week. So, challenge accepted. And there is one more 924 classic car meetup before the end of the season, end of the year. So hopefully we'll still be able to get to that one. Think about subscribing to make sure you see that one. Or if you like watching me fix, drive, or race classic cars and possibly break them. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Ring, ring. I would like to point out that my boyfriend is an electrical contractor, electrician. I don't know what his job title is technically. Okay, so this is the second time I've done this because the first time I did this, I put my mic on mute. Super pro.